about these paintings. And joining us to tell us a little more about this is Richard Hill. Richard is the Vancouver Art Gallery's Smith Jaroslawski Senior Curator of Canadian Art. Richard, hi, good afternoon.
Hi.
Okay, sounds like you bought lemons and you made some lemonade. So what happened here?
I thought actually passed through my mind just before you said it. It's so funny. I mean, I think there's two really important things that we're trying to do here. One is obviously to set the record straight about the fact that these works are definitely not painted by J.E.H. MacDonald, but also it turned out to be a very fortunate opportunity from my point of view, having worked on the show for quite a long time now, to really share all of the information that we gathered, all of our research processes with our audience, so people get a peek inside how we do things, and that's been a lot of fun to work on, frankly.
Well, it is kind of interesting to for us as well to get a window into that world. But what was your initial reaction? I mean, it must have been tremendous letdown.
Nobody wants to find out, especially if you're a curator of Canadian art, that 10 works that that were thought to be by J.E.H. MacDonald aren't. So of course that's unfortunate, and that frankly happened prior to my arrival here. So I arrived to find out that we had an issue with these works, and when I took on the project, I'm the curator of Canadian art. I took it on in a little bit out of a sense of duty more than anything else. But once I started delving into it and connecting with all of the personalities involved in doing the research, because we brought in a lot of external experts to do research, then it really came alive for me. And I just thought I've got to find a way to share that interest and that fascination that was there for me with everybody else.
So how did you and your team really dive into this, and with the help of science too?
Yeah, I mean, we were really lucky in terms of some of the people we were able to work with. So we had Charles Hill, who was the former curator of Canadian art at the National Gallery, and enormously respected expert on the Group of Seven, came in and analyzed the work. We had a forensic handwriting specialist who had worked for the RCMP, who did analysis of the inscriptions on the backs of the works. And we had, most importantly, CCI, the Canadian Conservation Institute, came in, and they were able to make a really definitive finding about some of the pigments. And that's, when it's often the case with questions about attribution that you can get close to, you can have a lot of evidence pointing in one direction, but to have absolutely conclusive evidence is, as much as you'd like it to be otherwise, it really does help to at least make things clear. And so the work that CCI did really definitively made it clear that they weren't painted by J.E.H. MacDonald.